You know, it's been a schizophrenic week for Hillary Clinton. Monday, she tells the AP she has no intention of apologizing to anyone over those emails because her actions were permitted by the State Department. Permitted? Who gave you permission? You? You're wrong. Your own State Department regulations since 2005 require government business be conducted on a government email. And in 2009, as the head of the agency, your job was to ensure that this was done. The State Department does not allow United States business on a private server. And even you know you're wrong, because after being notified by Google that hackers were targeting private emails of government employees, you sent out a memo to all State Department employees not to use private emails for government business. And you even fired an ambassador in part for using private emails for government business. And here's what you said on Tuesday.
I should have used two accounts, one for personal, one for work-related emails. That was a mistake. I'm sorry about that. I take responsibility. And I'm trying to be as transparent as I possibly can.
It was a mistake? You take responsibility? Hillary, you took responsibility for Benghazi. Nothing happened. And what difference did that make? And you're sorry because you used two emails? That's not the point. It's using a private server. By doing so, you compromise classified and top secret information. Or are you sorry because you got caught? And Thursday, you said again you were sorry for all the confusion that ensued. All the confusion that ensued? Who's confused? Are you saying that we're confused, that we don't get it? Don't you dare throw that one on us. We're not confused. The law is clear. And stop muddying the waters with your ever-changing narrative. You never sent or never received anything classified, anything marked classified. Well, how could anything be marked classified if your private server blocks the State Department from doing so? But what I love, Hillary, is the way you say things. This week, the Washington Times reported that your private emails included highly classified information on North Korea's nuclear weapons stockpile. But here you are in March.
I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material. So I'm certainly well aware of the classification requirements.
You act insulted, imposed upon. How could anyone think you would do anything untoward? And to think you have to answer questions from the common folk, an insult to your imperial, arrogant being. And your campaign then says you're going to show more humor and heart. The very next day, you tear up on national television. You know, Hillary, it reminds me of when you started crying during your 2008 run. The reason for your tears?
I have so many opportunities from this country. I just don't want to see us fall backwards.
Really, Hillary? You don't want to see us fall backwards? You were crying because you were the one falling backwards, losing to the little-known Barack Obama. You couldn't believe it. And now, Hillary, you're under federal investigation for a myriad of potential crimes, not the least of which disclosure of classified information could send you to prison for 10 years. Hillary, a primer. You got to keep your story straight. First, you did it for convenience, so you would only have to carry one device. And then we find out you have two BlackBerries and an iPad. Okay. And then it's totally allowed. But it's not. And then Colin Powell did the same thing. He didn't. He did not have a private server. And then the stuff was not marked classified before or after. And now you try to wiggle your way out of the truth saying this wasn't classified or that wasn't classified. I don't really care. Here's the problem. You were communicating as a Secretary of State on not just a private email, but a private server. And if there is not one classified email on that server, then we should get our money back because you were not doing your job. And you're now under federal investigation by probably the most sophisticated, experienced, honorable director of the FBI in American history, Jim Comey. Hey, Hillary, this is just me and you talking here. I know you're sad, but Hillary, you got a lot to be crying about.